hijack my world at night.
All right, guys, welcome to episode 12 of Dude, Where Is My Life?
Dude, where's my life?
We don't know. Still.
I think I want to start out today with some animal stuff. There's definitely some of your crazy stuff we have to get to.
Oh, yeah.
But we'll wait till a little later in the show. We'll build up the excitement for that stuff.
Got to start with the animals.
Right. The good news is that I went for a walk. I went for a walk the other day. A whole bunch of things happened. And I ran into the girl who is the mom of Dwayne the Orgasmic Cat.
Mm-hmm.
She was walking her dogs.
Yeah.
And Dwayne the Orgasmic Cat is alive and well.
That's good.
Yeah, she said that she hasn't been letting him out at night because she heard that, I guess over the winter time, at nighttime is coyote mating season.
Yep.
Okay, so she was worried about him being out.
Oh, that's definitely a thing. I actually was, a couple weeks ago, I was driving home, and I was, like, going to park in my apartment complex, and I saw what I thought were two dogs. And I was on the phone with my friend, and I was like, oh shit. I was like, there's dogs. And so I like immediately thought, again, this is not the first time that this has happened. I thought they were dogs, they were coyotes, and I'm just out there chasing them in the wild. So, if you have a husky, I'm not rescuing it anymore because I'm just going to assume it's a coyote from now on.
Yeah, one day we'll figure it out. Just be careful if we go to some kind of trip to Africa and you think there's a nice dog and it's like a pack of hyenas.
Yeah, I mean, that's actually my plans for next week is to go to Africa. How did you know?
Okay, so we're not doing a show next week because you'll be in Africa.
Right.
You got it. But
Live from the African desert.
But yeah, I was happy to see Dwayne. He seemed happy to see me and everything, so that's all good.
That's good.
And then I think the same day I encountered the crazy dog, but I had a drink in each hand.
You got him drunk?
So his owner realized that he could not be petted by me. Mm-hmm. So I got out of that. So now whenever I see him, I'm just going to make sure my hands are full of stuff.
Double fisting it.
Yeah, I'm just going to grab a bunch of stuff out of my car. Sorry, dude. Can't.
Everyone's gonna be like, why are you constantly drunk? I'm like, listen, there's this dog.
Yeah.
And I found a way to get rid of him, but...
And then I saw a sling dog.
Okay.
And the girl asked me to help her carry the dog up the stairs. 'Cause
Yeah.
she had this sling, but I guess maybe it's not awesome.
Yeah.
So it's better for people to carry him up. So she just has to sling if there's no one there.
It's
So
just embarrassing for the dog.
Yeah.
Put him in a sling, carry him upstairs like a purse.
yeah, he's like, what's going on here? And then I met some other dogs. There were these big hairy dogs. Mm-hmm. Well, I guess most dogs are hairy, but
like a Great Pyrenees or...
I don't know. I don't know all the off brands of dogs, but they had really long hair. So I was petting them. They were really friendly. And she said, sorry about the drool. And I looked and...
Oh, it was definitely like a St. Bernard or Great Pyrenees then.
Yeah, it wasn't a St. Bernard, but it was something that probably doesn't belong in the South.
Yeah. No shit.
And luckily I was out for a walk and I was about to go and take a shower anyway. But I just wondered how... You have to be a nice person to get a dog that you know is going to drool all the time.
Yeah.
Because...
Yeah. Yeah, I used to have a Mastiff. Well, I mean, I technically do still have a Mastiff, but he's like half boxer. So he doesn't drool as much, but when I had my Mastiff, yeah, I just would like keep like bar rags like around my apartment because like you never knew like when a drooling spell was gonna happen, and it gets everywhere, especially like if when they do the thing where they like shake their coat out and it just flings and all of a sudden it's like on your ceiling and you're like, how's there drool on my ceiling?
Yeah, you have to be a good person
So you
for
gotta
that.
be preventative.
So then I saw this one girl walking these two dogs, and it was a doppelganger of you.
Really?
It was this
she in a bikini?
No, but she was this younger girl. She was skinny, kind of tall, maybe not quite as tall as you, but close, with like curly blonde hair, and she had two dogs. And I was like, what's going on here? I have to find her. And I'm sure it'll be weird when I find her because
You're like, can I record you?
Yeah, I have a friend that looks just like you, and
Well, listen here, listeners.
Hopefully, I won't have the bananas in my hand while I'm telling her that.
Right. Let the record show, though. My hair is red now. I'm no longer blonde.
Yeah, but
we're past that phase.
But probably at some point it'll happen again.
Yeah, because I didn't pay for this, and I'm not going to pay to get it redone. But it was a nice change, I guess.
Yeah, it's cool to change things up.
I didn't have a choice. I didn't pay. I was like, what do you want me to do?
Yeah, I was thinking of maybe this summer doing nothing with my hair, but...
Yeah. Grow it out.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
Yeah, like back in the day when guys that didn't have enough hair would just grow it longer to try to make people think that they're not going
Do the
bald.
little Donald Trump, the comb over.
Yeah, well, he has a more unique brand. I don't think I want to go for the George Costanza look, really. I'll just let my hair grow longer and gain a little weight and wear sweatpants all the time. And
That's a vibe.
yeah, that's a great vibe. Well, he got some chicks on that show. I know we were talking about the toilet paper, which
Yeah.
I got last time, and everything worked out fine. But a day or so later, I walked out to my car. It was a windy day, and there was all this toilet paper wrapped around my car.
What?
Not around my car, but it was like all around my wheels. So,
I was just some kid's toilet paper your ass.
and it wasn't anywhere else. It was just on my wheels and nowhere else. So
You leave him like, what happened? I need to.
I don't know. Just when I said, okay, there's no conspiracy with all the toilet
They're
paper
like, that
stuff.
was a message. That was a directed message towards you. They're like, we know what you're up to.
Yeah.
You better stop. Sign Pete Davidson and Taco Bell.
And Target.
Because it makes sense. Because, you know what? It's all correlated. Because Pete Davidson is stealing all your shit with Taco Bell. What do you have to do after you eat Taco Bell? You have to go to the bathroom. What do you need for that? Toilet paper. Where do you get toilet paper? Target. They're all linked in.
Okay, well,
There's a meeting about you every Monday.
well, I would hope if I catch the person doing it that I go out at like 4 a.m. and it's Kate Beckinsdale wrapping the toilet paper around.
with Pete Davidson.
Well, no, without him, hopefully, not with him.
He just runs away because he's scared, and you're just like, come on, baby.
Yeah.
Come back to mine.
Yeah. She did Underworld. She's used to roaming around late at night.
Yeah.
So she probably did something like that.
Yeah, she's just wearing that full latex costume, wrapping your car in toilet paper. That'd be such a vibe. Love that.
Yeah, that would definitely be a cool thing for me to see at 4 a.m.
Your dreams come true.
Yeah. I do have some correcciones.
Okie doke.
And one of them's not too bad. It's so when I was talking about the Grey Poupon thing, and I talked about the two limos that pulled up next to each other.
Yeah.
I double checked myself because I want to be correct. They weren't limos; they were Rolls Royces.
Oh, way better.
Way
Better. Yeah. I mean, you would expect nothing less from a Grey Poupon.
Yeah, I don't think I was too far off the mark. Kind of like cream cheese and sour cream. I was wrong, but not super wrong.
Yeah.
And then the car in Wayne's World, I said was a AMC Pacer. Or no, I said it was an AMC Gremlin, but it was actually an AMC Pacer.
I don't know what either of those cars are, but
Yeah,
I believe you.
That was a American Motor Corporation. That was a car company that went out of business probably in the 90s.
Now it's like what? It's like American Movie Corporation? AMC, like the theaters? Is it American Movie
No.
Company?
I don't think they're related.
I don't think they are either, but I'm just saying they hijacked the name.
Yeah, but it's one of those companies that went out of business.
Yeah.
And, I guess it was in the 90s. I mean, because Wayne's World was in the 90s, but that was a used car. It wasn't like it was a brand new car they were driving.
Yeah.
So they probably went out of business in the 80s. So got to correct myself on that. Another thing I did wrong, I guess I misled you. I didn't explain Starsky and Hutch properly.
Yeah.
Because you watched an episode or two, right?
Yeah.
And I gave you the impression the original show was a comedy.
No, it's not.
No, but you thought it was,
Yes.
right? Initially?
Yes.
Because the movie was
No,
a comedy.
it was funny. It was funny, but like it was not like intentionally funny. It was just funny to watch.
Yeah, now it's funny. It's like ironically funny or something
They
like
were
that.
like so serious about everything, and they're like doing like barrel rolls over cars and shit, and I'm like,
Yeah, that's what I love. Well, there's the thing I said where they're undercover.
Yeah.
I think each episode they do something else undercover.
they weren't very good at being discreet.
But they have the car. It was actually a Ford Torino with the big white stripe down it.
Yes, and they're just like beating down fucking back alleyways, like turning like 60 miles an hour. I'm like, this is really discreet for undercover. Like,
Yeah, they're flying through the streets.
definitely not just like an unmarked black SUV.
Yeah, there's always
that wouldn't work.
There's always a lot of paper and stuff flying around because they're just tearing it up.
They're like all wearing like leather suits and shit. And
And then they definitely disrespect hoods of cars because
yes, Yeah, well, a barrel roll in every car. It's like the, it's like the like the point system when you're driving. It's like you see like an old lady walking across the road and someone's like 20 points, like 20 points.
Oh, from video games.
Yeah. No, like in real life, but like you don't
Okay.
actually, but you don't actually hit them.
I think that's derived from
But
video games.
I think that was like their point system. They're just like any hood that they can barrel roll over, they're going to, like with a loaded gun in their hand.
Yeah, because there's the opening credits where the car chases them and they peel out and then they stop and they run over to the car and they slam the guys down on the hood.
Yeah.
And then...
And I'm like, he probably just had like a joint.
Yeah, and there's another one where they're running, jumping out of a window and landing on the hood of a car. Or they can't run around all the way around the car. They have to like roll over the hood.
For a jaywalking ticket.
Yeah, they're just...
It was so funny. I was like, these guys are supposed to be undercover. Like...
Yeah, so
they're kind of drawing a little bit of attention to themselves.
It's funny that you thought it was a comedy.
It was comical. It was comical.
Yeah, well, it was like, ironically, when Owen Wilson started out, his buddy, I think it was Wes Anderson, directed a couple of movies.
Yeah.
And they did a couple of really weird movies like Bottle Rocket.
Yeah, Wes Anderson's a very weird.
And Rushmore. Did you see those?
I think I've seen Rushmore.
And then The Royal Tenenbaums.
I've seen that one.
So
yeah, he's a weird. His style is very different.
Yeah, so they were really a weird vibe, like a really ironic vibe. I don't know if I'm using the right word.
Yeah.
So I could see when you're watching Starsky and Hutch, you're thinking that it's like a Wes Anderson show where they're serious but funny.
Yeah, like what do they call it, like Pandead or whatever? I was kind of thinking that, but then I'm like watching it and I'm like, this is so stupid. And then my roommate came out of his room and he's like, what the fuck are you watching? I was like, listen here, sir. I need you to turn back around and not judge me right now.
The other thing I love is Starsky, the one with the dark hair. Whenever he's running, he's out of control.
Yeah.
Like he runs, and if he turns a corner, he's just running into a wall or something like that. Or he's
just like, a drunk toddler the whole time.
Yeah, or he's running around a building. He's just taking it so wide because he's just so passionately running hard. He's just out of control.
The best cop ever.
It came about because you were talking about that movie, Salem's Lot. Mm-hmm. And I thought David Soul, who played Hutch, was in Salem's Lot, and I was right about that.
That's good.
Yeah, I looked it up. I think it was made like 1980 or something, and it's weird that I remember that from so long ago. And I was reading about it. It was like a 2-part made-for-TV movie.
Yeah,
I think so. It wasn't a theater release.
Yeah, because Stephen King, like after Stanley Kubrick did The Shining, Stephen King hated it. Because Stanley Kubrick, another director that has a very unique style, and so he made it Stanley Kubrick's The Shining, not an adaptation of Stephen King's The Shining. And Stephen King hated it, so for like the longest time he wouldn't allow any of his books to be like produced by like mainstream directors. He would only do like like made for TV series. Like Rose Red was another one that I actually just rewatched, which is on Hulu. And that was another made-for-TV series based off of one of his books.
Okay, I mean he did a lot of movies.
Yeah,
too, so
but like no, he wouldn't allow like any of his books to be produced into major picture films until I think like recently with it. Yeah.
Well, maybe he didn't like certain directors.
I don't think he liked any directors. I just don't think he did.
It could be. I mean, any time someone makes a book into a movie, it's going to be different.
Yeah.
There is some sad stuff about Starsky and Hutch. Well,
okay.
Hutch died in January, the blonde guy.
Did he do his final barrel roll?
I don't know.
Off a mountain?
Yeah, I forget how he died, but I think both those guys are in their 80s. I think they're both born in 1940.
Okay.
So, yeah, he had a good life, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, assuming he made some more movies and made some money, I hope he did.
Yeah.
Sad thing about Starsky is that he became famous in the 80s because his wife was one of the first people to get AIDS.
Ooh.
So she got AIDS from, I think, a blood transfusion while she was giving birth. So she got it and the baby got it. And the baby, I think, lived to be 7 or 8, and she lived a couple years longer. But it was a very sad thing because that was the beginning of AIDS, where people didn't know it was in the blood supply.
Yeah, and there was, I mean, there's not a cure technically nowadays, but like you can get your viral load down to 0, which essentially means that like you can't transmit it to anyone else, and like as long as you keep up with like medication,
Yeah.
live long, healthy, like the same. You just have to keep up with medication, be responsible, you know?
Yeah, but that was a big thing back then.
But yeah, back then it was a death sentence.
I forget her name, Paul Michael Glazier is the actor, but yeah,
Yeah.
his wife got it. And then Arthur Ashe, who was a famous tennis player, he was the first major, he was the first black guy to win majors in tennis, in the late 60s, early 70s. And he got it also from some kind of blood transfusion.
Yeah.
So little sad thing about them, but the Starsky and Hutch movie was great to bring things back to a happier note.
Hell yeah.
So we'll still have to watch that one day.
Yeah.
And it was pretty cool. There were dragons in the movie. There were mimes. There were all kinds of things.
Sounds like a fever dream.
The movie's so good. And one of my favorite quotes is they were in a biker bar trying to get information, and it went all awkward and everything. And then as they were leaving, I just remember Starsky was saying, "You know what's cool? Being yourself. That's what's cool." Like he was just trying to think of something to say as they were leaving. So.
Yeah, we'll have to watch it for sure.
That's a quote I use sometime, and most people have no idea what it refers to.
Yeah, I can completely believe that.
Yeah. Happy endings for Starsky and Hutch, and now you know what it is.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, one correction I want to do for you is that when we were talking about guys at bars trying to talk to girls, at some point, well, I think I may have worried people that if you don't hit on enough girls, people are going to think you're gay. And I want to tell the guys, don't worry about that so much. You know, there was just a few people I
You've
worked
got
with.
a ratio you've got to meet every night.
Yeah, well.
One girl per drink.
Well, not that much, but yeah, maybe every 10 visits, hit on a girl at least. So that, the bartender or waitress knows what you're about. And then.
Or just don't care about what people think about your sexuality because it's none of their business to begin with.
Okay, yeah, we could go that route too.
Yeah.
If we're going to go a little more PC, we could do that.
Be mysterious.
Yeah.
Be mysterious. You don't know. No one knows what you like. They'll never find out.
But you made it seem that if you asked for a bev nap, that someone would get all mad at you and everything. You probably don't remember saying that, but...
No.
You're just getting into the moment, I think. We were talking about how sometimes people are afraid to talk to girls at bars that, they might... I was talking about how girls should be receptive to guys if they're being nice. Let them talk to you a little bit and just be respectful.
Yeah.
Just if you don't want them to talk to you or don't want to go out with them, just tell them that and everything, and everyone can be respectful about it. And then you kind of took it to where a guy, if he's might be afraid to ask for a napkin and the girl's going to be all mad at him or anything. But you look at me like you have no idea what I'm talking about.
I have no idea. No recollection.
Anyway, I just like to say that it is okay to ask for a napkin.
It is, yeah. I mean, in most places, probably not where I work, apparently.
Not where you work.
Where I'm going to work, if I get a job. We'll see.
And then I also don't want to come across like I'm the god of picking up women, because I definitely have established that I'm not in recent years. But I guess the point I was trying to get across to guys is that don't be afraid to be out there and talk to some girls. Put in some work. Don't count on that lucky thing where that girl sits down next to you.
And it's like magic, and you lock eyes and you just know, that's not gonna ever realistically happen.
Yeah, once in a while you get lucky with something like that.
Yeah, I mean that shit happens rarely, but and especially bars are where I feel like majority of people go to meet other people, whether in a platonic or romantic way. So I feel like most people aren't gonna get insulted, or most people shouldn't get insulted if you try to shoot your shot a little bit. Of course there's some assholes out there, but I mean you're at a bar. That's what people are here for.
Yeah.
To get drunk and fall in love, damn it.
Yeah.
And sing karaoke.
It does tend to get a little intensified at the end of the night.
Yeah.
When there's 25 guys and 2 girls left.
that's fucking terrible.
And the guys are too drunk and they're just,
The lights come on and they're like, gotta take something home now.
Yeah. That usually doesn't end up being a good thing.
No. It's entertaining to watch, though.
But yeah.
Until you have to intervene.
Yeah, for the guys out there, be willing to put a little work in it. Even with, when I met Vanessa, she was in there and she was flirting with me and hitting on me, but I still had to put a little bit of work in there.
Yeah.
Especially when she didn't give me the right phone number initially, and
Yeah. Well, yeah. Damn. Tried to slow ghost you from day one.
yeah. Here, I want to go out with you. Here's the wrong phone number.
There used to be, I'm sure it's still around, but like back before like, you know, like texting was a really big thing or whatever, there was a phone number that you could give someone, and like whenever they would call it, it was called the rejection hotline. And it was just like basically like this automated message where it was like, your ass got rejected, blah, 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 blah. And like, this was way back when I was like in middle school, and I used to give it out to like, you know, all of my suitors in middle school.
Uh-huh.
I don't think it would work nowadays though, because like now everyone just texts, you know?
Yeah, because a lot of the times if you get someone's phone number, you both have your phones, and
then you can, yeah, it's okay.
And someone puts the number in and calls it, and you see the phone ring.
See, but back then we weren't that smart to think about that, you know? Like, I don't ever remember anyone doing that until, I don't know, like probably like in my 20s. I remember the first time it happened to me, like, thank God I gave the guy my right number, because like he literally just like hit call, and I was just like, oh, that could have ended really poorly. Like, because like what do you do if you did give them the wrong number and you call immediately and you're just like, oh, I don't know, maybe my phone's turned off, while you were literally like texting like your best friend 5 minutes prior, and he was like watching you. Like,
well, I remember a couple times back in the day before the cell phones, there's lots of funny phone stories from back then, but it's one of my roommates, a couple times he gave a girl my phone number.
Yeah.
Like he panicked and wasn't sure if he wanted to go out with the girl, so he gave her my number.
He's like, just trying to throw you a bone?
No, it was just like, I didn't want to give her my number, so yours was the only number I could think of. Okay, so I guess. Don't know what's going to happen here.
It works.
Yeah, I think there are a couple times where we kind of got our answering machines crossed up, and the girl went out with the wrong guy or something. But you know, that's back.
That sounds fun. That sounds like a great time.
Yeah, back in the day, sometimes some things like that would happen.
It sounds way better than Tinder, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I have to get on one of those apps soon. I'm gonna do it sometime.
Not Tinder. Do like Bumble. I think it's like the best one. I don't know. I've heard. I think Bumble, yeah, or Hinge. I've heard good things about Hinge.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I brought it up before. There's one for single parents.
Oh, really?
And although my kid's not that young, I still feel like I'm in that group.
Yeah.
Because
you raised a whole ass kid.
Yeah, because I raised a kid.
Yeah.
And it's, dramatically altered my life. Mm-hmm. And if I'm going out with a girl who has a kid that's still young, like in school or whatever, mm-hmm. I know what that's like.
It's like riding a bike. I mean, you just pick it back up.
Yeah.
You're not gonna forget how to do that shit, you know?
Yeah, I have the understanding. I mean, obviously it was with Vanessa, where there's a kid, and the complexities of when do I introduce them, or
yeah, because that's a difficult thing.
Yeah, or we have an afternoon date set up, but then her kid's sick and she has to pick him up from school and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So it's those things that single parents understand more readily.
Yeah, I was talking to this guy once I went to school with, and he like asked me to come over, and I was like, sir, it's fucking 10 a.m. Are you crazy? But then like he explained to me, he's like, I have a kid, and like just dropped him off for school, so like 10 to like 3 was like his only like free time. And I was like, oh. I was like, I don't ever go out before sunset. But it's just like a difference of lifestyles, like I was just like, why is this creepy ass dude trying to get me to come over to his house at 10 a.m.? But it was because he had a kid, responsibilities, and we knew each other from school. We had gone to school together, but like we never like really hung out. And then we kind of like matched on one of the apps, and like I swiped whichever, right? I think right is the way that means yes. Just because I will occasionally like see people that I went to school with on the app, and I think it's so funny because like I'll message him and be like, ha 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 ha, isn't this awkward? But he didn't even recognize me, and I'm like, sir, we are literally friends on Facebook, and like my pictures on this app are the exact same pictures as on Facebook. What? And he's like, well, so like we ended up like reconnecting or whatever. But yeah, he was like trying to get me to come over at 10 a.m. and I was like,
well, it's a weird feeling.
Donut date? Like, that's weird.
Yeah, it's a weird feeling at first, even when when I was going out with Vanessa and then school started. So she said, yeah, now we got to have some daytime dates.
Yeah, I've never done that.
It wasn't that bad because we had already been dating for a couple months.
Yeah.
But it was weird because our dates had been late at night, and all of a sudden
Yeah.
You know, you're going over to someone's house.
Now you're having donut
in the
dates.
daytime, and I'm like, all right, well, I'm not used to.
It's like a whole, it's just
Yeah.
like the feeling is, the sentiment is way different, the feeling's way different, you're just like, I don't know if I like, especially like working in the fucking service industry, because like we're night creatures, like we're lucky to be up before 1 p.m. anyway.
Yeah, it was fine just the first time.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, here we are in the daylight, and you know, I'm not used to our clothes just coming off at,
at
noon.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, because you're used to you're like, so do we start drinking now?
Yeah.
Or like, because that's what I'm used to. Like, my dates don't start before 10 p.m.
Which
Come
we
on.
weren't doing for the record, and you know, sometimes.
I'm glad.
Well, I mean, at some point when you're dating someone, you can't just be drunk all the time. You know, you have to do normal daytime stuff, and
Yeah, like donut dates
yeah.
before you pick up the kiddo from school.
I guess we had called that. I guess that might have some double meaning too, but we'll worry about that later.
Yeah.
Not sure what that double meaning could be.
That was a double entendre for a reason. I'm glad you caught on to that one.
Well, I wasn't.
I'm glad you caught on to that one.
I wasn't totally sure. But
I told you I'm sneaky.
it's not the mini donuts, right?
No,
Okay.
of course not. We
Okay.
don't like a mini donut.
Okay. I was going to say something else, but I'm not even going to get into that. It's just standard donuts. So, since you bought it, Vanessa, was there something I was supposed to talk about in the epilogue to the epilogue?
Yes.
I forget. What was it? I don't know what it was supposed to be. Oh, yeah, there was a minor correction. I guess I said that she purposely hurt me.
Yeah.
And that's not totally true. It's more of a passively
Yeah,
hurt.
it's very passive aggressive.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of
But
like
it can be passive aggressive and purposeful at the same time.
yeah. Well, I definitely don't think she started out and said, "Hey, I'm gonna go out with this guy for a while, then I'm gonna hurt
She
him."
had this whole master plan.
Yeah, I don't think she did that, but I think I was thinking about it in this way. I think when someone's gonna hurt you, I think they go through this weird dehumanizing process.
Mm-hmm.
If you understand what I'm trying to get at, where they want to think of you, they want to think of themselves as a good person. So then to do that and to hurt you, they have to think of you as some kind of lower form of person.
Yeah.
And I thought
Like,
about
this is somehow your fault. You are the flawed person. And I'm literally just showing you what you are because I'm such a good person that I'm just showing you your character flaws, you know?
Well, I guess the way I was thinking about it is that I'll go back to the bartender stereotype because people might hear me say that and think I'm using that as an excuse, but it's a reality to some people. And since it was like a 4-month relationship during the summer, basically, which ended at the end of September, because in Texas, summer doesn't end Labor Day weekend. It ends pretty much the end of September because September it's still 90 degrees every day.
Yeah, I was gonna say more like October.
Yeah,
like.
so I could see her thinking of it as, okay, I had that summer fling with the bartender.
Now it's time to get back to business.
And it's just like something out of an 80s movie where someone dates the bartender.
The Boys of Summer.
Yeah, but it's just like, I guess me being a bartender is just like it's just like a guy saying, yeah, I had that summer where I dated the stripper, but then summer was over, so I had to get back to the real people because those people don't have feelings. They're just after people's money and after using people and all that stuff. Yeah. So I'm probably being a little dramatic, but I could see how she could have talked herself into that thought process to justify what she did. And I'm not trying to dwell on it forever. It's just something I was thinking about.
Yeah, like almost like I'm not even gonna, like, it was fun while it lasted, but I'm not gonna bother taking it any further because this dude's never gonna get his shit together. He's always gonna be how he is, you know? And I have my shit together. So it's time for me to go. Yeah, I was the fling, and it's done now. I get that. I completely get that. Because it's almost like when you're dating a bartender, I don't know, just from my experience, like people that aren't in the bar industry that end up dating bartenders, they walk into that place like they're the shit, man. Like that, like they think they're like the coolest person on earth because there are significant others. But yeah, I think very much it is like a phase for a lot of people. And they don't take it seriously. Like, we're not real humans. We just...
I was thinking about how in movies even, the bartender is always not the main person, unless it's a movie about bartenders.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I was thinking, I was watching Good Will Hunting recently.
Yeah.
You've seen that, right?
Yes.
So there's this one scene where the two professors, who are these super smart guys,
Yeah.
they go into a bar to discuss whatever's going on with Matt Damon, and then the
Yeah.
bartender comes over and brings them their sandwiches. And the one guy asked the bartender a question to make a point about some inventor. So, of course, the bartender's not as smart as them, so he gives, like, the regular guy answer.
Yeah, he's like, I just pour things into cups. I don't know.
Yeah, so in movies, people definitely look at that and see the bartender as this side guy.
Yeah.
And then if it's a younger bartender, it's like the fun guy. And somehow I'm the older bartender, but I got cast into the role of, like, you know, I was a hot stripper. you know?
Yeah, definitely. No, even like I don't know if you're a Grey's Anatomy fan, but
No, I'm a guy, so.
so Sandra Oh,
Never
who
seen
plays
it.
Sandra Oh, the Asian girl, she plays Christina Yang, who's like one of the like most brilliant people in like Meredith Grey's class, like of interns or whatever, and
Okay.
like she's like, you know, training to be like a cardiologist and whatnot, like just like really super smart, but then like she like gets, sorry, spoiler, it's if actually not sorry if you haven't seen Grey's Anatomy yet, like where have you been? It's been on for like 30 years now, but she like gets into a relationship with like the head cardiologist, like her mentor or whatever, and like some shit happens between them, and she kind of just like gives up, and like there's a bar across the street that like I guess all of these doctors just like go get drunk at, and then their pagers go off, and then they go do surgery for some reason. I'm like, that doesn't seem very ethical, but
Yeah.
so like Meredith walks in like after a shift, you know, to the bar to go get plastered or whatever with all the other doctors, and Christina Yang is like behind the bar, wasted drunk, because she got a job at the bar because she was like, I'm not even intelligent enough to do this job, blah, blah. I'm just like, this, like basically just saying like, you know, I'm just going to downgrade to this. And I was like, oh, ouch. Okay. And it was just like her like partying with a bunch of frat guys, like serving them free shots all night. And I'm like, damn, dude, that's how they really think about us though.
God, you hurt my feelings now.
Yeah, because she goes, I can't be a heart surgeon. I'm just going to be a bartender. It's like, oh, okay, well, there goes my chances for college.
Yeah, but I know whatever anyone says, I'm not trying to abdicate responsibility. At the present moment, I am a bartender, and that's my fault that I'm in this situation. I could talk about if I've had bad breaks or not, but everyone has some number of bad breaks, bad decisions, whatever. And it's my job to work my way out of it.
No, it's not a bad industry to be in. You get addicted to the money.
It's not good.
Yeah, you get addicted to the money, but then all of a sudden you're like, you know, fuck, I'm stuck here. Like, I'm going back to it. Like,
yeah, it's not good at my age to be in, and the money's not the same as the money and other things that I should be doing at my age.
So you're telling me you're going to be a heart surgeon?
Yeah.
All right, can't wait for Grey's Anatomy episode 32. Or sorry, season 32.
Yeah, no,
He's going to be the new intern.
I don't think I've seen that show, but I know girls are into it, so I'm sure.
Yeah, it's just like a medical.
Yeah, I'm sure at some point when I get a girlfriend, she's going to make me watch Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah.
And
I'll prep you so that way like you like seem like you know everything already about it, and it's going to impress the shit out of her, I promise.
Okay, that sounds good.
Yeah.
But I mean, despite people probably think that I have super hard feelings towards her, and I don't have good feelings. I think in the last episode you said, what if you saw her at work? And I don't want to walk into work and see her. I just don't want to.
Yeah.
But I don't regret it, because despite the way it ended, I had a great time. And I think since I didn't have a relationship really for years before that, I think it really prepared me for future things. Because there's just some, I think, different maturity levels I hit.
Yeah.
Just dating as an older person than I used to be. And just learning about and thinking about how much communication is actually cool.
Yeah.
Not, being yourself is cool, as Starsky said, but
I knew you were going to throw that one in there.
But the communication and the effort you put into something just makes it so much more rewarding.
Yeah. Yeah, and then plus, like, dating now is, like, so much different than dating, I feel like, even 10 years ago, you know? Like, it's a whole new ballgame. I tried it for a little bit, and that shit was scary, you know? Like, it's just, and, once you get older, things are different. The technology is different. where you're supposed to go, what you're supposed to do, what you're expected to do as like the man or the woman or whatever component that that relationship plays is different.
I heard you trying to use the word dichotomy
I do.
for a
It's one
second
of my
there.
favorite words.
And then you sounded like you weren't sure.
I didn't want to use it. I didn't want to pull it out too quick.
Okay.
We'll use it I'll use it by the end. Don't worry. Don't worry. It's going to pop out when you least expect it.
I'm not even sure how to use that word, but maybe I'll figure it out.
Dichotomy? Such a good word. Just rolls off the tongue.
Yeah, well, we're supposed to be working on using new words, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I used a new word the other day. Octogenarian.
Yeah, people that are in their 80s?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mentioned that, and my parents were just like, "What? What the fuck did you just say?" And I was like, "Octogenarian is someone that's in there between the ages of 80 and 89."
So there's people that have accused me of being stuck back in the 80s. So what does that make me?
Ooh, and
I'll let you figure that out for next time.
We're going to have to figure out a word for that.
Yeah, okay. That could be cool.
Yeah. That'll be a thing.
Anyway, I was saying, I don't regret it. I mean, there were some good times. It reminded me, God, it just reminded me how great a great relationship could be.
Yeah.
And it made me really look forward to meeting someone again like that.
Yeah, when it's healthy, it's so good.
Yeah, which I'm disappointed that it hasn't happened like that.
Yeah.
But the next girl I meet, it doesn't have to be my forever girl. I'm open to having a relationship with someone that's not a forever relationship. Mm-hmm. I'd like it to be something I'm not interested in a one night stand.
Yeah.
Because I've had a couple of those opportunities, and people, especially girls I work with, thought I was crazy for not taking it.
Yeah.
But I just don't feel like I would get a lot out of it.
Yeah, then the next morning is fucking so awkward.
Yeah, I mean, if it was something that led to something,
yeah,
then it's different. Of course, you don't know at the time whether or not that's going to happen.
That's just the first night stand, not the one night stand. You know, there's a difference.
Yeah, well, of course, if you start dating someone and then retroactively, then it wasn't a one night stand.
No, it's a first night stand.
Yeah, but I would definitely be open to dating someone, knowing that it's a short term thing.
Yeah.
You know, it'd be cool if you could just say, after a few dates, say, "Hey, I know we're not going to be together forever, but I still would like to keep dating you."
Yeah.
And I don't really want to date someone who's going out with a bunch of other guys either, though. So
yeah.
So I don't even know how you go about saying that. You just have to, I don't know.
I don't know, man. Just keep walking the streets, and you're gonna find someone with a dog. I feel like it's gonna be someone walking their dog with how many animals you encounter.
Yeah, or putting toilet paper around my car.
Yeah, in a cat suit.
Oh, also, one thing I realized going out with her was how damn cool I am sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'd be hanging out with her and she'd just say, "God, I just had such an amazing time with you." So I realized, what's my potential? Amazing is my potential.
Well, yeah, and that's the best thing that you can take out of a relationship is not focusing on okay, what did I do wrong? What could I have done better? What could have gone different? It's no, you know what? I did this right, and I treated her, like a queen, and I'm worthy of the love that I did get. It's not there anymore, but I was worthy of it, and it's gonna come back around because karma, Yeah,
there's definitely some people that I work with, especially who think that I'm just stuck in that last one and that I don't have any confidence. And whatever, the confidence, you could debate that back and forth or whatever, but I'm trying to meet other people. I haven't just said I'm not going to go out with anyone. I definitely have tried. It just hasn't worked out.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to quit, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, here you are talking about it for the whole world to hear, so obviously that's some form of confidence.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. Mm-hmm. Well, I think I just got to the point where, part of the point of the show, I think, is just being honest about what's going on in your life. There's bad things going on, and instead of having your defenses up all the time and pretending you don't want to do this or do that, just, let it out there. Just say, hey, I screwed up. I haven't made all the right choices. I don't have a great career going. I should probably stop talking now, because if any girl hears this, she'll never want to go out with me.
He actually has a great career. He has $1 million.
Yeah, that's it.
He has all the things to offer.
Let me do a quick look at our time here. All right, it's harder to see. We had a lot of technical We had a lot of technical difficulties
We're having a lot of difficulties today.
setting up the show tonight because every piece of equipment malfunctioned. Well, first I had to move everything because it was raining, and where we usually do the show, the rain makes a lot of noise, and no one cares about that.
And now we can't even talk.
No. Well, you can. I'm the one having the trouble. Okay, so to take the attention off my problems.
Okay, let's talk about mine. Yay.
The last show we did, when we were done, you're really excited. You said, let's do another one next week. Mm-hmm. Then the freaking month went by.
Yeah.
Because I guess you had to dive. I definitely want to get into this more in the future. Go to the beginning of your therapy and work through it, because I think people will want to know what's involved in it.
Yeah.
And just be interested in it anyway.
Yeah.
But you kind of thought you were done, but then you said you guys had to go back into some further traumas or something.
Yeah, I had to do like 2 programs, and they were both like 4 hours long, 5 days a week. And they were both like 3 weeks long. So like it was just like,
wow,
that was all I did all day, every day. And then like I had homework and like workbooks to like do whenever I got home and stuff. My therapist, she's great, but she kicked my ass. I will tell you that. She was very good. Like there'd be days where I was just like, I don't want to talk today. I don't want to do it. And so I'd just like be quiet, because it's group therapy. So I'd just kind of be quiet, and then she would just like stare at me. And she's like completely comfortable with silence, and I'm like trying not to make eye contact. And then I'm like, fine, I'll talk. And then of course, like, you know, like some like super intense stuff that I didn't even know that was like, you know, going on in my mind comes out. And yeah, she was intense. But yeah, I graduated both programs, because that's what they suggest you do, is like inpatient and then PHP and then IOP. And so it's like 2.5 months altogether.
And IOP, as my guess was, that stood for Intensive Obsessive Pterodactyls?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Of course. I played with dinosaurs. I actually did make a clay figurine though, and mine kind of turned out like a dinosaur.
Okay, so
But yeah, it was just like these like and like it's so funny because like some of the things like so for example, she had us make these clay, like she called them grounding objects, right? And so like whenever
wait, let me interrupt real quick.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, it's not pterodactyls. It's, what does it stand for? IOP?
Intensive outpatient therapy
Okay.
program.
And for some time in the future, keep in mind, I do have a pterodactyl story, but
Okay. But yeah, I was like, we go in and she's like giving us clay, and she's like, we're gonna make grounding objects. I'm like, what? What is this? And she's like, yeah, she's like, you know, whenever you're anxious or whatever, you could like have this in your pocket and you can pull it out and like mess with it, and it's supposed to like ground you, bring you down to, you know, back down to earth, and like help with your anxiety. And I'm like, okay, so we're in kindergarten and we're playing arts and crafts. This is so dumb, but I did it, and like I'm not even kidding you. I have that thing in my car right now. I use it almost 24/7. It's actually been like the most helpful thing. So yeah, it was very interesting, because some of it, the techniques and stuff, I was just like, yeah, this ain't it, chief. But like it actually all ended up very, very helpful. But you have to, I mean, you get out of it what you put into it. So, but yeah, I did lots of arts and crafts, colored a lot, had a great time, journaled. But yeah, it was just exhausting. I would just like wake up every day and I'm like, I'm tired of crying in therapy. I don't want to go. But you have to go, because if you don't go, they call the police on you. So.
It sounds interesting. I mean, I don't know that I need therapy.
I think everyone needs therapy.
Oh yeah. It'd be interesting to try out. I guess.
Yeah.
I kind of look at things from an opposite point of view, because I have to, and I'm not saying I'm right or you're wrong, or
Yeah.
I kind of look at things as, this is where I am, and I know I have to do this stuff.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter what went wrong before. I know I have to do certain things to fix it. Mm-hmm. And I guess you're kind of getting to that, because
Well, yeah, I mean, that's what I do. My mental health was what went wrong, and I had to fix it.
yeah, like I think I've said before that the 3 things I tell people, if something's not going right with your life, 3 things you want to think about is do something for your mind, do something for your body.
Yep.
And you got to pay attention to your money too, which a lot of people say doesn't matter, but it does. Which, you know, for me could be picking up shifts at work. I know that helps
Yeah.
with the money. taking a class for your mind and then working out for your body,
Yeah.
or also eating healthy.
Yeah.
So, and you're doing some of that now because you registered for school, right?
Yeah, well, so I did all of the paperwork, which, oh my God. Like, so, of course, it's just like one thing after another. I have to have all these documentations, right, to like give them. And they're like, yeah, we need like, I brought my passport with me when I went to orientation, so they scanned that, but they're like, we need your driver's license and we need your social. Okay, well, guess who lost their wallet? So now I'm having to like re-sign up for all of that stuff, and it's just like, and then I had to take all these preliminary exams and whatnot, but like you were saying with the financial thing, like my parents are having to subsidize for me right now until I get back up on my feet, and so I'm like registered, my part is done, but I'm not like enrolled in classes because I need 15K.
Right.
So, but like whenever I'm like, the cool thing about this school is like, it's not like normal college where it's like just like fall and spring semester. Classes start like every month. So like if I get back up on my feet by April 25th, because my parents are going to help me out with like the loan and whatnot, but if I'm back up on my feet by the April 25th, then I can enroll then. If not, May 25th. So my part is done. It's just a money thing now.
Right. So you're going that route. You're doing
Medical assisting.
yeah. So you're preparing to take classes, which is good for your mind,
Yeah.
of course,
Yeah.
and ideally for your financial future.
Yeah.
And you went on a job interview today, right?
I have a couple more this weekend, so.
Yeah. So you're definitely taking the necessary steps, and then hopefully you're doing some healthy stuff. Hopefully you're
Yeah.
eating or something.
Yeah. I'm trying. No, yeah, I mean, I've been spending a lot of time with my grandma and my family and stuff. Just trying to, like, take it easy, enjoy that shit, because, you know, it's just me, my parents, and my grandma. Like, I have family up north, but, like,
But you don't have a brother or sister, right?
No,
Right?
yeah, it's only me. And my family up north, like, I don't really talk to them ever. So, like, we're all each other has. And, like, we all conveniently live 2 miles away from each other. So, like, you know, my grandma's TV, she breaks it every other day. So I have to go and, like, figure out how to put it back onto HDMI 1 because she somehow switched it to HDMI 3 or whatever. So I hang out with her a lot. Like, she just had eye surgery. So we were, like, having to drive her around and stuff before that because she couldn't see. Spending time with my mom. My mom is now like a plant lady. There's like 1,300 plants in my parents' house. So I help water those occasionally. That's a little overwhelming though.
Yeah.
I was like telling her the other day, I'm like, do they know your name yet at Home Depot? Because like every time I call her, if it's like not right after she gets out of work or if she's at work, she's like, yeah, I'm at Home Depot. And I'm like, do you get do you want me to get a job at the Home Depot so I can like give you a discount? Because she's up there all the time. I don't know how they don't know who she is yet.
Yeah, it sounds like she might need some kind of therapy.
I think that's what it is. She walks around and talks to the plants. I'm like, all right, as long as you're talking to something.
Well, I mean, if she could afford it and it's, you know, she's not just getting wasted all day long, I guess plants are fine.
Oh, she's getting wasted, but she's getting wasted and watering the plants, okay? It's called multitasking.
Yeah, maybe it makes it more exciting. I mean,
Yeah, she has a million hobbies. And we go, we have a new hobby. I'm now a bingo fanatic.
oh, God.
Yeah, and I'm a member of the senior center, and I go play bingo every Friday night. Which I'm gonna have to miss tomorrow because of the wedding, which I'm kind of upset about. But yeah, I go to senior bingo every Friday night now, and it is the funniest. I'll have to record some of it next time because like these people are so mean. So mean. Like I was telling my mom the other day, I was like, if I was like the lady that's like calling out the numbers, I would go home and cry myself to sleep because they're just relentless. They're so mean to her. But it's super fun and they give you popcorn, which is cool.
Okay, there's got to be some TV character that seems like they do that. They just hang out at the old folks' home. I don't know.
Yeah, I hang out and then I go to the bar with my boyfriend and we play chess. I'm literally retired. Like I don't know when this happened, but I was sitting there, I was playing chess with him. We went to a bar right next to yours the other day, and he just pulls out. He has a travel chess set, and so he goes and grabs it from his car. We're just sitting at the bar. We had it all laid out. We're playing chess, and I'm like, man, when did I get like this? That's are my hobbies now. Retired at the ripe age of 31.
I was going to say maybe I should figure out some weird thing I could do when I go to a bar, but then I realized there's this one bar I go to, and I bring my podcast notebook there.
Yeah.
So I already do that.
We're just all doing weird old people stuff. Like where I went to go interview today, I was walking through and I saw there's like one of those giant life-size chess boards, like the ones in Harry Potter.
Uh-huh.
And I got so excited. I was like, I'm not even gonna work. I'm just gonna spend my whole shift playing chess with random people because I'm really bad at it, but I'm very determined to get good.
Yeah,
it's a hard game.
Yeah, I'm not really good at patient games like that.
Yeah, that. Oh, and I play euchre, which is a card game. Yeah, I'm old, dude. I'm not doing any cool people stuff. I want my ARP card right now.
That's okay. Maybe you could get us into a different market that we probably didn't think we'd be able to get into. I mean,
bartending at the old folks home.
I don't know. No, I mean for our show. I mean, I figured by getting a younger co-host that
you didn't get a younger one.
You'd be hitting a younger market, but you're just picking us into the 70-year-olds.
A whole ass grandma.
Or the octogenarians.
Yeah, that's the dichotomy. Bing.
As some people might say. Did you? Okay, so you got the college going.
Yeah.
You're looking for jobs. What about you have some workout type thing planned or?
No, I'm just walking my dogs.
Okay.
That's about all I can do right now. I mean, obviously, once I start bartending again, be definitely getting some more steps in for sure.
Yeah, well, I mean, I wasn't worried about your weight, obviously.
Oh, I'm not. No, I want to gain muscle for sure, but like, yeah.
You should go to the gym with me at some point, and then maybe.
I've never stepped foot into a gym.
I mean, the thing is, you could go there, and it doesn't have to be hardcore workouts, but you have to realize. As you get older, there's all these different parts of your body that you don't use that much anymore.
Yeah.
And that's where the trouble comes. So at least if you can get into the gym and use certain muscles that you don't normally use, it's good to keep your body balanced and for longevity. And you don't have to get crazy into it, but it's something that is good long term. And as you get older, for bone density and things like that, flexibility.
Yeah.
Just, so your life is a little happier and easier when you get older, which will happen at some point.
I'm already retired. What are you talking about? No. I already am old.
What about your... you were talking about learning one special food to make. Did you make any...
No, we're still working on that. I did buy cookie sheets, though.
Okay, so my suggestion was meatless lasagna.
Yeah.
And just remember, spinach is not a meat substitute, so you don't need to add spinach to it.
Actually, no, okay, so I didn't, learn it myself, but I did make... Have you ever had split pea soup?
I don't think so.
Okay, so it's like what it says.
Yeah.
Split pea soup, and then there's it's got ham in it and stuff. I did actually make that with my mom and my grandma a couple weeks ago. And it was her recipe.
God, that seems so time consuming. How many peas do you have to cut in half to make
Yeah, you don't. But it does actually take 6 hours to make.
Oh, that seems rewarding.
Yeah. It was really good though. It's so good. And you put some sour cream. Or cream cheese, I guess, in your case.
Yeah, whichever.
and some cheese. Mix it in there. It is so good. It's so good. And, I'm a soup girl, so even though this is, more of, a porridge consistency. But, yeah, I halfway met that goal.
My suggestion was brownies, of course.
Yeah.
And you said everyone makes brownies, but it's still a good thing to do.
Well, I brought cookie sheets, so I'm learning.
Okay, so you can do that, and then I'm definitely willing to test them.
Okay.
We still have my brownie story that I have to tell one day.
All right, I'm going to put mushrooms in them. And then we're just going to keep recording and see where it goes.
Yeah. Another suggestion I have would be mac and cheese.
Yeah.
Like the good kind where you bake it and it's got the crusty stuff on top. Yeah,
see, my boyfriend made me mac and cheese the other week, and I don't think I have the confidence to do that because I don't think that can be topped.
You don't have to top it, just have them show you how to do it, and that will be one of the things, because you don't have to just learn one thing. You could learn to cook 3 things this year.
Yeah, he was like he does meal preps or whatever. And so he brought out one of those giant pots that you bowl seafood in and just filled it with pasta. I'm like, what are you making? He's like, your favorite. I was like, you're making mac and cheese. I was like, how much? Why? And but I mean, he eats probably 6,000 calories a day easy. So, but yeah, he made a whole giant bowl of it, and I was like, it was seasoned. The only thing it was missing was the breadcrumbs, but it was seasoned perfectly. And I'm a critic on that because that's pretty much the only thing I eat. So
Yeah, I love that stuff, and I never get good mac and cheese. But
yeah, that's the most disappointing thing is when you go somewhere and like you order like the mac and cheese as a side and it's like comes out and it's like Kraft.
Yeah.
You're like, well, damn.
And people say, "Oh, it's so good," but I'm
And then
thinking,
it's
well,
not.
no, that's just like the box stuff.
Yeah, and then they put some breadcrumbs on top. Cool. Love that.
All right, so we've had our interesting mac and cheese talk,
Mm-hmm.
which will make people happy that they tuned in. Taco Bell. I don't have much Taco Bell to talk about right now. I have a couple things, but I think I'm going to save it for the next show.
Okay.
The other place I go to most often is Jersey Mike's.
I love that place, but it does not love me.
So the one I go to, I think they probably think I'm a little weird because I'll go in there.
Oh gosh, I don't even want to hear this.
Well, it's not that bad. Like I'll go in there and I'll bring a book or whatever, so
Yeah.
I might read a little bit while I'm there. Which people, I don't know. I just like when I go to eat somewhere alone, I like to bring something with me to read.
Yeah.
I don't just rush through it. I kind of enjoy my sandwich or my tacos or whatever sometimes. But what I do is I bring my Taco Bell cup. Now you're probably
From across the street?
well. So,
It's across the street.
well, no. It's like when I go to Taco Bell, I have my soda and I bring it
Yeah.
home, and I try not to drink as much soda as I used to. So I'll
Are
have
you a Baja Blast man?
no. I usually get Coke or Mountain Dew.
Well, they don't have Coke there. It's Pepsi.
Okay. Or Mountain Mist. Do you know what that is?
No. Oh, Sierra Mist?
Yeah, combined with Mountain Dew.
Just over here playing the suicide game with the...
Another one of
With
my
the Coke
inventions. But anyway, I've got my cup. You know, I've used it at Taco Bell. Then I had some later at home. But I keep the cup
Yeah.
because some restaurants, they have the paper cups and I like the plastic.
Yeah. Oh, no, I understand that.
Well, I started doing it because this pizza place I go to called Bakki's. They have pizza by the slice there.
Mm-hmm.
After the pandemic, they were always out of their to-go cups.
Yeah.
So I started bringing my cup there.
Yeah.
I started doing that at Jersey Mike's also. So I would go there, and I'm not getting a free soda. I get the sub with the chips and
Yeah.
the drink, but I don't need the cup. And they've seen me there, so they realize that, and there's a newer guy there. And I don't know why I said this, but I said, "Oh, I've already got a cup." And he said, "Oh, so I shouldn't ring you up for the drink?" And I said, "Well, no, go ahead and charge me for it. Think of it as a theoretical drink." And after I
I
said,
just think you have some weird attachment to this Taco Bell cup. It's got to be in my cup.
well, he didn't even see the cup. All he knows
Yeah.
is there's some guy telling him to ring up a theoretical drink. And he's probably thinking, what the hell does that mean? And I'm thinking, why the hell did I say that?
It's fine. I do
And-
I do the same thing too with my Gatorade bottles.
And there's no explanation at this point. It's like some 18-year-old going, yeah, some guy ordered a theoretical drink. I don't know what that means.
They're calling their manager like, what is that?
But the people who are usually there when I'm there, they know I have the drink, so I don't have to say that. Which hopefully I won't.
You have your own button on the POS. Just theoretical drink.
Yeah, I'm saving them their cup. And then the other day I went in there, and they had, you know how there's the rug when you walk in the door to
Yeah.
prevent you from slipping or whatever. And there was a little bump in it. So I walked in and I hit the bump. And then I started to like kind of fall forward. But I do a thing if I'm falling where I'm able to do this spin move where it stops me from hitting the floor.
Not you dancing into the door.
No, I mean, not the door, but it stops me from, you know, instead of falling to the
Yeah.
floor, I just kind of do this spin move.
You know what's cool? Being yourself.
But it stops me from falling, so
Yeah.
it's a good thing. But the people don't know what happened. They're just behind a counter and they just see me walk in and do this spin.
They definitely have a code name for you.
I know. Or a nickname.
There's definitely a nickname.
Yeah, I need to find out what it is. And I realized I was watching Seinfeld the other night, and then Kramer walked in the door. You know how he walks in some weird
Yeah.
way? I was thinking, God, that's what I looked like just walking in, stumbling, spinning around.
Yeah, you definitely have a nickname.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, I thought it might just be like the reader because I'm reading. But
I don't think it's the reader. I think it's something a little bit more elaborate. But we'll find out. To be continued.
be that as it may. looking at the dichotomy of the situation.
Hey, you can't. I already used it, and you didn't even catch it. So
Oh, you used dichotomy?
I did.
Oh.
I did. Roll it back.
Okay, I'll listen to it and I'll hear it. Anyway, I think I should be the Jersey Mike spokesman.
Yeah, I mean Taco Bell's obviously not putting in the work. So
Oh, we'll get there too. And
it'll be like a jealous lover situation. They'll get upset.
yeah, hopefully it's that thing where they both want me.
Yeah.
Do you know who the spokesman is for Jersey Mike's? I almost gave it away.
No.
It's Danny DeVito.
So you're telling me you're going to compete with both Pete Davidson and Danny DeVito?
Yeah, I think I fit in there somewhere. Well, Danny DeVito, that's why I said, do you know who instead of spokesman, I started to say, do you know who the Danny?
the Danny DeVito.
Yeah, I'm very bad at keeping stuff a secret.
Oh my god.
He's from New Jersey also.
Yeah.
And I am in Jersey Mike's, so I figure I fit in there somewhere.
Yeah. You could just be, yeah. I mean, I think you're a little bit taller than him, so you have an advantage.
Yeah, hopefully that's the case for any girls listening. I'm definitely taller than Danny DeVito.
We're talking over Danny DeVito heighted, okay? He's like 5'2"?
I don't even know.
Well, we'll have to find out.
So that's where my future career aspirations stand for any girl who's thinking I'm just the bartender
Yeah.
that you can just have a summer fling with. That is okay.
Yeah, and I'm not just the bingo girl. Okay?
Well, you're going to be the bartender again soon because you went on a job interview. And how did that go, by the way?
It went good. It went really well. I think I'm going to hear back from them around Monday.
I'll definitely go in there because it's not too far from where I live. So
Yeah.
I will definitely go in there to see you.
Yeah.
And you can set me up with all the hot chicks.
All of them. Yeah.
At least
And there's lots of dogs there for you to touch too.
Well,
Furry ones, probably not furry ones.
right, and at least you'll be the bartender, and if some other bartender goes, hey, he's not with a girl, he must be gay, you'll know to correct
I'm
him.
gonna be like, you pour his drinks in his Taco Bell cup, okay? He's trying to be conscious of the environment here. He was a theoretical vodka soda, thank you.
My bag of chips are going to be actual chips, though. Just so you know.
No, you're not bringing your own chip bag yet? That's the next step.
I'm not trying to get free stuff.
You start bringing your own bread. You're like, it's fine, just charge me for theoretical bread, but can you use this kind?
I've got a master plan. I'm not revealing
Just
everything.
see how much you can get away with before you get banned.
Yeah, I'm not revealing everything yet. That's probably the most I have to contribute right now. I definitely do want to get back to some more of your therapy stuff because I guess you took notes while you were there because you had homework, right?
Oh yeah.
Maybe there's some special notes you have, like maybe the main points.
Oh, I have literally like a whole binder. It's actually funny. I had to pick my roommate up a week or so ago, and he had brought paperwork for some stuff, and I guess it like fell in between the seat, and so we're getting out of the car, and he's like, "Where is my paper?" Because he needed this paper. He's like, "Where the hell did it go?" And I saw like on the floorboard in the passenger side, it was like paperwork, and so I like grabbed it and I gave it to him, and he didn't like look at it, and then like he went to go call the person, and it's like coping with trauma, and it's just got all my notes on it. And he's like, well, I learned a lot about you, but like I need my paperwork. I was like, sorry, I just like kind of assumed that's what it was, my bad. But yeah, it was just a loose sheet that had fallen out of my binder. Oops. Now he knows how to deal with PTSD.
Yeah, I definitely want to hear some of what you have to say about that. So
Yeah.
think about things. Obviously, you're not going to want to reveal every little detail of your life,
Yeah.
but maybe think about some of the important things maybe from the beginning going forward because it will be useful. And I'd like to learn some stuff too. I mean, I know I was listening to someone, maybe it was on TV or somewhere, where they were talking about how when you procrastinate, it's because of some traumas. I don't know if it's true or not.
There was 1 week where my therapist asked us all to like write down like topics that we would be interested in learning, and they call it executive function, which is like basically the ability to like get shit done when it needs to get done. And to have the motivation to do it. So like I have executive dysfunction. Like I will literally wake up every morning and I'm like, all right, I'll make a list in my head, A through Z, of all the things I need to do, and then I would just sit on the couch. And so, like, that was the one I wrote down, was executive function and, you know, motivation. And so she actually did, like, a whole, like, 3 days on it. So I have a lot of notes on that.
Yeah, I would definitely like to learn about that, because sometimes I'm thinking, what's wrong with me? Am I stupid or am I lazy? I know when I wake up in the morning, that's my time where I think about everything I've done wrong.
Yeah.
So the quicker I get out of bed, the better, because I'm just in heavy depression mode at that point. Then as I do stuff, my day gets better.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we can talk about it next week, but look up, it's called SMART goals. SMART. It's an acronym. That will help.
SMART?
Mm-hmm. SMART goals.
So you didn't think I was smart enough to spell the word smart? I'm just a dumb bartender, Nikki. I don't know how to spell big words like that.
Just go pour things into cups already. Come on.
Yeah, I can't even say the word dichotomy. I just stopped at the word dick.
You're not even a heart doctor. Come on.
Now we're back in the fight. We're back on the train. Oh, back on the train.